You've likely seen the Austin 1100 or 1300 weaving through British roads in vintage documentaries, or maybe you or someone in your family owned one. It was the kind of car that blended into the fabric of everyday life, practical, compact, and modest. But behind its humble appearance was a vehicle packed with forward-thinking design, peculiar quirks, and a few engineering missteps. Here are the surprising, lesser-known truths about this iconic British compact car. Number 1. It had an automatic transmission before it was common in an era when small cars were almost universally fitted with manual gearboxes. The Austin 1100, 1300's dared to be different. BMC offered a 4-speed automatic transmission, an incredibly rare option for a vehicle in this class during the 1960s. This wasn't just any automatic. It was a compact unit developed to work with the transverse engine and front-wheel drive layout. Showcasing impressive packaging for its time, for urban commuters, it brought a new level of comfort and ease. But it came at a cost. The gearbox could be jerky when cold and was sensitive to wear. It also suffered from low oil pressure and required precise maintenance. Still, it marked a crucial step toward making automatics mainstream in everyday cars. Number 2. The choke cable was a sticky situation before the age of electronic fuel injection and a crew-controlled starts. Cold mornings meant manually adjusting a choke. In the Austin 1100, 1300's, this meant pulling a cable from the dashboard to enrich the fuel mixture if you could pit. The choke cable was notorious for sticking, becoming stiff, or refusing to budge altogether. Moisture and grime would creep into the cable housing, especially in damp UK weather, making it hard to operate smoothly. Positioned near the heater piping, it was also vulnerable to condensation and heat cycling, further complicating matters. Mechanics often recommended applying light grease regularly or replacing the entire cable. Number 3. It featured groundbreaking hydrolastic suspension. The hydrolastic suspension system, designed by the brilliant Dr. Alex Moulton, was arguably the most revolutionary part of the OH 1100 1300's rather than conventional coil springs. It used fluid-filled displacers linked front to rear. This setup delivered a cushy, well-damped ride, eliminating the harsh jolts common in compact cars of the era. Passengers enjoyed comfort levels rivaling much larger and more expensive cars. It also improved handling and reduced pitch and roll. During cornering, unfortunately, the sealed system wasn't entirely immune to aging leaks, or pressure drops would leave cars with sagging corners, leading to the nickname lowriders among seasoned owners. Still, it was ahead of its time and laid the groundwork for later innovations. Number 4. It had a secret twin in Spain. Many classic car fans are surprised to discover that the Austin 1100 1300's had an international alter ego. In Spain, the car was produced under license by OCI Automóviles de Turismo Hispano-Ingleses. From 1966 to the mid-1970s, these Spanish versions weren't mere clones. They featured upgraded materials, improved build quality, and often better interior appointments, including real wood trim and optional leather seats. Unique models like the MG Authy 1300 and the Austin Deluxe Dukes were marketed as upmarket alternatives for the Spanish middle class. Today, these Authy variants are prized by collectors for their rarity and subtle differences. Number 5. The wood effect dashboard was an illusion in an effort to elevate its interior appeal. BMC added what appeared to be a classy wooden dashboard. The truth? It was a vinyl sticker cleverly printed with wood grain texture. From a distance, it looked convincing. Up close and over time, it betrayed its budget origins. Heat, sunlight, and moisture caused the vinyl to fade, peel, or bubble. Some owners peeled it off entirely and repainted the surface, while others found aftermarket solutions that mimicked real wood more convincingly. Despite its shortcomings, it symbolized the 1300's attempt to punch above its weight in the styling department. Number 6. The heater was warm and serious. It had a heater. And yes, it technically worked. But, in practice, it was about as useful as a warm breath on a frosty window. British winters weren't kind to the 1300's rudimentary heating system. It took ages to warm up, and when it did, it produced only a modest puff of air. Defogging the windscreen often required the help of a rag or sponge, kept in the glove box, a common sight in cars of the time. Still, in the car's defense, this was fairly standard for small vehicles of the 1960s. Many owners remember this flaw fondly, even if they don't miss the icy morning drives. Number 7. Rust was a silent killer. The Achilles heel of the Austin 1300's was rust. Persistent, aggressive, and often invisible until it was too late. The car's design unintentionally encouraged water retention in vulnerable areas: wheel arches, sills, subframes, and even under the carpet. The steel used wasn't well protected, and drainage was poor. In many cases, cars that ran beautifully were deemed unsafe because the chassis or suspension mounts had corroded beyond repair. Enthusiasts today invest heavily in rust-proofing, undersealing, and storing the cars in dry, climate-controlled garages. Number 8. It had a revolutionary designer behind it. Few know that the man behind the Austin 1300's was Sir Alec Is, same genius who created the legendary Mini. His goal was to take the Mini's space-saving front-wheel drive layout and scale it up into a more practical family car. The result? A car with incredible interior room for its size, impressive ride, comfort, and agile handling. Easygoness's influence can be seen in the minimalist dashboard, upright seating position, and clever engineering choices. The 1300's became one of the best-selling British cars of its era. More than 2 million units were sold globally. The Austin 1300's wasn't just a car, it was a bold experiment wrapped in humble sheet metal. It introduced innovations that would become standard decades later, all while being accessible to everyday families. Yet it also came with its fair share of compromises, from rust issues to fragile accessories. But perhaps that's what makes it special. For many, it was a first car, a faithful commuter, or a companion on family holidays. It was a car with character, sometimes frustrating, often endearing, and always memorable. Whether you admire it for its pioneering technology or reminisce over its charming flaws, the Austin 1300's undoubtedly earned its place in motoring history.